meet, and welcome to the daily reading for all signs for today, the 28th of August, 2024, or whatever day this happens to be in your time zone. This is Ariel Gatoga, and we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. So happy to be here with you today. Moderating today on YouTube are the lovely Diane and the lovely Dre. Moderating on Twitch is the lovely I Am Her Eminence. Thank you so much, moderators. And thank you to everybody for joining us today. Today I am reading with the Swiss Tarot, and I just don't happen to have the box for this anymore because it's such an old deck. But I have put a link to purchase this deck in the video description of this video on YouTube. And let's purify today with this Vervain, or Verbena, by Panier d'Essence. 3 sprays in this big room is more than sufficient. You can also find a link to purchase that cologne, should you desire, in the video description of this video on YouTube, right along with these cards. If you're watching us on a restream on YouTube and you don't feel like watching me shuffle, just use the timestamps in the video description to get right to the reading. If you are on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you're on Twitch, please make sure you follow us on Twitch. You can watch on Twitch without ads when you subscribe to us there. If you'd like to give a donation to Ariel's Corner, you can do that by going to paypal.me/ArielGatoga, paypal.me/ArielGatoga. If you're on YouTube, you could also use a super sticker, super chat, or super thanks if you feel like giving a donation and hanging out on that platform. This goes out to a lot of people, this reading does, so if for some reason it doesn't seem like it's making any sense or applying to you personally, it may just not be meant for you. In that case, disregard the reading and check out instead the zodiacal readings for your individual sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. You can find the most recent restreams of all those tarot readings right on our website at arielscorner.com. arielscorner.com, just click on the free online tarot readings link in that main menu, and that'll get you right to all of those. Thanks again for being here today. I so appreciate you. I think one more shuffle after this ought to do it. Then I'll give this deck a nice clean cut, and we will see what is in the cards for everybody today. Okie dokie. Starting out with the Hanged Man, followed by the Hermit, and then the Devil. Boy, what a powerful day today. Very, very powerful. Wonderful time to turn things around by listening to that inner guidance. And I know we talk about that inner guidance frequently here, and sometimes it starts to become white noise because it's something that we talk about all the time. But I don't want it to be white noise. I want you to really get what this reading is talking about. This Hermit card really is the guidance that you have at all times, and your guide is always with you. Even though you may not be aware of the guide is always aware of you and always with you, always on your side, only concerned with your well-being, only concerned with you having what you need, being where you need to be, growing spiritually, growing on your path to becoming one with your soul. Your guide is there to help you find the happiness that is the Creator's will for you. And so it's very important that you take time today and just listen. And just listen to that intuitive inner voice to know what's what. And it won't steer you wrong. Now you're coming out of this period, many of you, of feeling like, I do so much for so many people and nobody appreciates me, that kind of thing. Maybe feeling victimized, maybe feeling a little bit martyry. And we all go through that, obviously, but it looks as though from your point of view, when you're in this mindset, it seems as though you're hanging by a thread, or in this case, hanging by a foot, and you have no options, and you're just victimized by the world, by your circumstances, by people. No matter what you try to do to help, nobody appreciates you, whatever that happens to be. And your guide is trying to teach you another way to look at it. And the way to look at it is to recognize that you're looking at things upside down. You need to flip it over and recognize that you aren't being victimized. You aren't hanging by a thread or by a foot. You actually need to put your foot down. You actually need to take a stand with whatever it is, yourself, your world, other people, whatever it is, and possibly even use that sacred power of no. And just say no. When I have if I'm giving myself a reading and this hangman comes to me, that's an indicator that let's start with no today. Let's let no be my first response today. Not because I want to be negative, not because I don't want to be in the flow, because that yes energy is a flowing energy, but because I can, if this hangman is in the reading, I know that it's very possible that either I or other people are taking advantage of my yes, taking advantage of me. And so it's okay to say no. Saying no to something is saying yes to yourself. Remember that. Saying no to what you don't want, saying no to abuse, saying no to whatever it is, whether it's saying no to yourself or saying no to other people, saying no to things that are not good for you or that you do not want is saying yes to yourself and to what you do want. It's affirmative in that way to say no. So start with no today. Just what do I need to say no to? And let's just get on it. Let's just get on the no so I can see things differently. That's your whole point today. Now, the devil card is the tendency, to want to tie yourself and attach yourself to outcomes. Okay, well, I'm going to say no to this, but it better work out like this. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to attach yourself to negative outcome or to certain specific outcomes, because attaching yourself to a specific outcome is assuming that you know what's best. And obviously you don't know what's best, or you wouldn't be up on that tree. But your guide does know what's best. So open your mind and say, I don't know what's going to make me happy. I think I want this, but I'm open to this or something even better. Right? I think this is what I want, but I'm open to something even better. And that little moment of consideration opens your mind just a teeny little bit more so that things can work out for you in a wonderful way, because you don't want to be tied to your to your very specific ideas of what you think you want, because those are being guided. Those ideas of what you think you want are being guided by the same power that has you up on the tree. So that ego mind really wants you to believe that it's this or nothing. And don't buy it, because there's a whole slew of options for you that you don't even know exist. And there's no way for you to know that you exist while you're in this closed-minded perspective. So listening to that inner guidance and saying, I'm open and ready. I'm willing to see things differently. I'm willing for things to work out in ways that I didn't know that were possible. And when you have that frame of mind, then you have that questioning mind. You're saying no to all of the stuff that you think you already know and saying yes to the possibilities that you didn't know existed for you. And then all it is one step in front of the other, being followed and guided into all kinds of wonderful outcomes. Like I said, that you didn't even know were a possibility. So how would you have ever been able to visualize them? Because you didn't even know they existed. Okay, we have a 7 of Swords, very nice. We have a Wheel of Fortune, excellent. And we have a wonderful Ace of Swords. So today's your day of overcoming whatever this is, turning it around, saying yes to the right things, saying no to the wrong things, saying yes to listening to that inner guidance, saying no to the idea that you know what to do, that you know what's going to make you happy. It's a wonderful positive realization when you realize you don't know what's going to make you happy, and that there's a type of happiness and joy that's so much bigger and greater than anything that you've experienced so far that's waiting for you. And that is where this hermit, this inner guide, wants to lead you. Now, what's on top of the hermit is this Wheel of Fortune. So where the hermit is leading you is not austerity. The hermit isn't saying, oh, well, it's time for us to learn how to do without everything that you think you want. That's not what this is. It's not saying you're asking for too much here. It's saying you're not asking for enough. What you think you want is so not good enough for you. Let me show you what good enough looks like. A total turnaround from anything that has been a problem for you. A complete and utter turnaround, a complete and utter expansion of your good into forms and quantities that you just never expected, and this regaining of your own power to use your power of yes, to use your power of no in a new way. Not saying yes to the things that are going to keep you down. Not pretending like what, like I said before, not pretending that you know what's going to make you happy, but looking instead to saying yes to that inner guide. I want to be surprised. I totally trust you to bring me into a surprise that is beyond anything that I could have ever comprehended. I want that. I don't want to be on this same old tree. I don't want to get down off this tree and just go back to the same old path that I was on, thinking, oh, if only I can pay my electric bill. Of course you want to pay your electric bill, but that's so much bigger than that this hermit wants to give you. It wants to give you so much more than just getting by or whatever you think are your goals. It doesn't want that for you only. It wants that, but that's just barely a starting point. So don't listen to your own limited ideas about what you think is going to make you happy, and recognize that there is a huge expansion just waiting for you today, waiting for you. And it's up to you, because nobody and nothing is ever going to, no spiritual force is ever going to go against your will and try to force you against yourself to do something. You have to be willing, just that little bit of willingness to open your mind, like we said before. Maybe it isn't the way I think it is. Maybe there is another way for me to look at things. Maybe I can take a stand about this and say, I don't know what's better than this, but I definitely know it's not this. I'm not going to stay on this tree anymore. I'm getting down. I'm calling on that spiritual guidance, and I trust it. I'm going to take one foot in front of the next and take life as it comes to me, asking, being guided and being led, and knowing that it's so much bigger than just getting this little problem solved or just getting this little goal met. It's so much bigger than that. There is a plethora of wealth available to me, not only physical wealth, but that's included, but spiritual wealth, and that's even more important. So I'm going to use my power of yes. I'm going to use my power of no, and I'm going to ask before I use it. Is this the best way? Is this the best way? Right? Just use that. It's like you've got a teacher right there that's going to coach you through each and everything. Use that coach. You want that coach, because that coach is going to coach you into huge manifestations, huge manifestations, big turnarounds, wonderful things today. So just assume that today is the day of no to certain things, to things that you don't want, and that the yes has nothing to do with your limited ideas of what you think your goals are. Your yes is to your teacher, and your teacher's going to show you that there is so much more for you than anything that you could have come up with on your own today. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me. I so appreciate you, and thank you so very much to the amazing moderators, Diane, Dre, and I Am Her Eminence, and we will see everybody tomorrow for another general reading. Blessed be.